Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Welcome, everybody, to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show where we discuss all things geekdom. Hey, I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with my illustrious co-host, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good evening to all you geeks out there in geekdom land. At first, I thought you were going to say hi to your dog because I heard your dog barking in the background there.
Yeah, they're all excited right now.
Did they watch Book of Boba Fett too?
Yes, they did, by golly. No, I don't know. I was so engrossed into Book of Boba Fett that I don't even know if the dogs were with me in my den area or not. So who knows? Who knows? They may be, but it's that evening time where they're like, we've been cooped up all day.
Right. Right. Well, at least you're home though with them.
That's true. That's true. I am, but working. So yeah. So
well, yeah, you're working, but still, at least you're home with them.
Yep. All right. So here's the dealioso. We are here to talk about the finale of the Book of Boba Fett, episode 7, and we could not wait. So here we are to discuss what we liked, what we disliked, what we thought was going to happen. Mike made some predictions. We get to have some nice conversations about that and affirmations on that.
Actually, you made a prediction too.
Did I?
Yeah, and I got to say, Steven, you were right. You were right.
What?
You were right. I was wrong.
It's on.
Don't get too used to that.
It's recorded for all posterity.
I'm telling you, don't get used to that.
Right?
I'm not going to say that very often, but you were right and I was wrong. So, and I got to say, you were right, and it was glorious too.
Yes. Let us start our discussion now. Here's the dealioso, everybody. This is total spoiler discussion. So there's no holding back because you cannot talk about this episode without talking spoilers. You just can't.
Nope.
Do you agree? Disagree?
I agree.
Okay.
So sometimes I've got the soundboard selected. If I have it selected, I can hit the numbers on the keys and just play it.
Go with it.
But every once in a while, I guess I don't have it selected, and it doesn't work.
That's just because you're using a Mac.
No, has nothing to do with my Mac. How's your resources on that PC over there?
They're struggling. They are struggling.
Exactly. Resources on my Mac are excellent because it's a Mac, not an inferior PC.
All right, everybody. Sparks are about to fly, but not about PC versus Mac. It is about the Book of Boba Fett. So, yes. All right. Well,
I don't know how much sparks are going to fly, though. I mean,
I don't know. There may be something. I thought there were some things that you weren't sure. You were like, I got some comments about this.
Well, I do. I have some comments. I mean, overall, I was very happy with the episode. I really liked it. There was one thing I didn't like at all, but
There was one thing in here I didn't like as well. Now let me ask you this. Just so you know, everybody, we were so excited about this episode, and when yesterday I had watched it, and then Mike watched it, and then we were like, no, we can't talk about it because we got to save it for the podcast.
Right.
So all we know is kind of not just that I've got some comments to share, those kinds of things. So, so here we go. Mike, if you were to give it a score, what would you give it?
I think I would give this 4 out of 5 Rancors.
Ooh, I like that. 4 out of 5 Rancors. Okay. I really enjoyed this episode. It was while it took some different directions than what I thought it would, and others that I did. I enjoyed the storytelling. While some things I was like, what are they doing? My enjoyment of the episode far outweighed those moments. So I definitely will give it a 4.5 out of 5 Rancors. I don't know how you can have half a Rancor.
I don't know. He gets blown up and you don't have half of him.
Right. Great surprises, great battle sequences.
Yes.
Now I want to clarify something here. For a first season finale, it was a good finale. And so when we talk about it, I'm going to explain that later.
Okay.
I have heard some rumblings about some people going that they thought it was a little anticlimactic in some parts and stuff. But for me, I thoroughly enjoyed it. As a first season finale, it was great. It was really good.
From what I'm seeing, rumblings online, it's kind of mixed. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. But, I mean, this whole series has kind of gotten that same reaction throughout the entire season, honestly, with the exception of a few episodes.
Right.
And part of that, I think, is misguided. Because, I mean, part of that stems, there's a faction of fans out there who wholeheartedly believe that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to erase the sequel trilogy. And a lot of them thought that was going to happen with this episode. And they were very disappointed in certain things that happened in this episode, which kind of lead into the sequel trilogy.
Okay.
Now, you know, I have strong feelings about the sequel trilogy, and
You have strong opinions. Yes, you do,
Yes.
by golly.
And they're not great opinions of the sequel trilogy.
Right.
But I also recognize it's done. Disney's not retconning it. I don't believe that's going to happen. I do believe that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing their best to connect all aspects of Star Wars and tell good stories and, you know, try to improve on what has already been done. That's what I believe they're doing. And you know, I might question a little bit of what they did in this episode here and there, but for the most part, I really, really enjoyed it. I got to say, I love it. I like the direction they're going. So it is what it is.
You know, we talked about this in our last episode discussion, episode 6 discussion. It seemed to be a stronger comeback to a space Western.
Well, now
in this episode, I'm not saying the other ones weren't.
No. I agree with
that. The end of episode 6, man, I thought was space, and we had a discussion about it.
Oh yeah.
I think it still continued the whole space Western aspect to it.
Well, now last episode you made the comment that you believe we're getting the last stand at the OK Corral, and you called it. That's what this was. It was the last stand at the OK Corral. And I gotta say, I loved it. I thought it was glorious. It was freaking amazing. But we also got another aspect in this, and I got something in Star Wars now that I didn't know I wanted. I got kaiju Star Wars.
Kaiju Star Wars.
Kaiju Star Wars.
You
I
got
got
the
Godzilla Star Wars. I mean,
Godzilla.
how freaking cool is that?
Right.
I did not expect that. I mean, yeah, I was expecting Boba. Okay, we did the spoilers, so I'm good. I
spoil things up.
I expected Boba to ride the Rancor. I
You
did
called it. You called it a long time ago. You said when we did the episode where oh, what's his name? Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. But the trainer for the Rancor.
Oh yeah,
and he was talking about training.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, Danny Trejo. Yes.
That's one of my disappointments, by the way. But go on. I'll explain.
Well, I was just saying that you said back then, we said, what about writing it? And you were like, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get him writing it. And
Dude,
stuff.
they if they would have, and they introduced that in that episode, they had to follow up on it.
Right.
You knew we were gonna get it. So,
Mhm.
and you knew it was gonna be the season finale. It was freaking awesome.
Right.
But what I didn't expect a Godzilla King Kong Rampage video game.
Right. We got Rampage video game.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I did not expect that. And that is exactly what we got. I mean, when you first see the Rancor's claws come over that building, I mean, it was like, holy crap, we just crossed from Star Wars to Godzilla. And I love it. I love it. I never knew I wanted that.
Do you even see him climb up the side of the building and stuff?
Yeah, it was straight out of a King Kong movie. I was waiting for him to swat a speeder or something, Oh,
right. Absolutely.
That's about the only thing that was missing from that scene was he didn't swat a speeder, but
that would have been good. Well, he kind of did. He threw a speeder?
Did he throw a speeder?
He threw a speeder, yeah.
Oh, well, then we got flat out King Kong. I mean, how cool is that, man?
Yep. Yeah, that was a great scene with the Rancor, to see all that the Rancor did, and also with those big I forgot what they called them, but the giant droid Decas,
Oh yeah. And they're a little different than the ones that were in episode 1, but they have been in Star Wars before. Somebody posted in one of my Facebook groups I'm in. He actually posted a picture out of one of the resource books from like 2006 with that exactly that droid. It was awesome. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Cool. And yes. My wife chimed in, and he ate someone.
And it was glorious.
Oh my gosh! When the Rancor is going through the city, I'm sitting there going, "Come on, he's got to eat somebody. He's got to eat somebody. Eat him! Eat him! Eat him!
Eat him! Eat him! Eat him!"
And we got it.
Yeah. Oh,
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
I've been waiting all season to watch a Rancor eat somebody. So
I loved how he tried to eat Mando, and he couldn't bite through the armor.
He couldn't bite through the best.
I know. I was like, man, thank goodness he's got that armor.
But at the same time, I'm sitting there watching Baby Yoda, and I went, oh crap, Baby Yoda's gonna kill the Rancor because he's trying to eat his daddy. Like, I don't want Baby Yoda to kill the Rancor. I like the Rancor.
Yep. All right. Let me ask you this. What was your best scene, or what did you like the best out of this episode?
Oh,
and if there's more than one, that's okay too.
That's hard to say, because I love everything with the Rancor. The Rancor is fantastic. I have a love-hate relationship with one scene, though. I don't know if we want to jump right to it, but so
if you want to, go ahead. You've already mentioned it twice. Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way.
Let's do it. So, last episode, I was so excited. I was so excited that we got Cad Bane.
Yes.
He is my second favorite bounty hunter, Boba Fett being the first. So excited. And to have him return in this was great. To have him killed was, oh, it hurt me. I felt the gaffy stick go into his chest, go into my chest. I get it. I totally get the scene. And yeah, it's right. But on the other hand, I wanted to keep Cad around for a while.
So let me ask you this. Is he dead?
I know. I've been questioning that. Because obviously in Star Wars, I mean, we all thought Boba Fett was dead for 30 years. Well, actually, I never thought that, but a lot of fans thought he was dead for the last 30, 40 years, whatever. And and he's not. So he already proved that wrong.
The only reason I ask is because one, we already killed Cad Bane. Come on, that was great. It was great to have. It was classic. You know, in episode 6, coming, you know, walking out of the desert, you know, kind of, that was fantastic.
Right.
And then for him to have the fight, and it was fine. I enjoyed the fight, the last fight between him and Boba. I thought it was good.
I forgot to mention last episode, so I want to make sure it's stated here. The voice of Cad Bane is the voice of Cad Bane from the cartoon series, Corey Burton. Corey has the fantastic, I mean, that voice is just so menacing. It is like stuff of your nightmares, you know.
Yeah.
And to see that in live action was just like glorious, you know.
Yep.
And hearing his voice return, I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. There can only be one guy with a hat. Okay, that's my friend Jonathan. And I think what he's getting at is the fact that Dave Filoni is known for wearing a hat. So I think what he's saying is we can only have one guy in a hat and you know, involved in film. So that's a good statement.
Okay.
I like it.
That's good.
So I don't know. I think he is dead.
Brenda says yes. She posted in the comments yes.
Yeah, of course.
I question, and here's why.
Okay.
When he's sitting there lying down, you know what I'm saying? On his chest, there's a little light blinking, kind of a thing.
Okay.
And so he's a smart guy. I thought, well, maybe there's a contingency plan. Something happens, and then people get him, and then, you know, kind of help. And now here's the thing. Now I assume you saw the post-credit scene.
Yes.
So I thought he was dead. You know, the way they made it seem in the, you know, now last week I didn't think he was dead, but when they said
think he was in the back to tank.
No, Cobb Vanth is in the back.
I know who is in it.
And so I said, if they got him in there because of all that, you know what I'm saying, with all that kind of stuff, then I thought for sure, you know what? I bet you that, you know, the same could happen with our good old friend Cad Bane. I question not whether he's dead or not.
Well, I was questioning the placement of the gaffy stick. It looked like he got him in the heart, so I would think he's dead.
Oh, see, I thought he got him in the abdomen, like an abdomen shot.
But like, yeah, when
what's her name got?
Yeah. Oh, I like Fennec Shan.
Yeah.
And then he could be modded out too, which would work great for Cad Bane, actually.
I'm looking forward to Cobb Vanth, what they're going to do to him.
Yeah, because they're obviously
going to mod
him, you know, so he's going to get something cool looking. I'm sure of that. But now, go back to Cad Bane for a minute.
Yes,
so, yes. Yeah. I definitely.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Exactly. Sorry. Now, last episode, you were sitting here going, "No, Cad Bane didn't shoot first. It was Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth he would have killed Cad Bane. Blah 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 blah." And I said, "No, there's no faster draw than Cad Bane." Now, fast forward to this episode, we have Boba Fett. Sorry. Flashback to Return of the Jedi. We have Boba Fett versus Cad Bane. Cad Bane tells him, "You're still not faster than me." And what does Boba Fett say? Boba Fett says, "Maybe not." Now, we know that if Cobb Vanth and Boba Fett got into a gun duel, Boba Fett's going to win that. So there ain't no way Cobb Vanth could have won that fight. There's no freaking way. This episode is proof of that. I stand by that. Cad Bane is the best. Now, hand-to-hand combat, Cad Bane ain't so tough.
Right.
Which I'm fine with that. You know, Boba Fett should be, number one in hand-to-hand combat, and and he is great with his weapons. After all,
well, the gaffy stick, man. I mean, just like, dude. I mean, how full circle that was. That was great.
Oh, and we got the look in his eye again when he pulled that gaffy stick. I go, oh, he's got that look again.
Right.
So I mean, that part of it.
Eye of the tiger.
There you go. That part of it, I loved, because I was like, oh yeah, this is the killer Boba Fett, all right here. You know,
right.
Using those skills that he learned from the Tuskens. Now, I mean, that was an awesome scene. It's just it kills me because I wanted more of Cad Bane. You know, I was wanting to see Cad Bane go into season 2, and then if they killed him in season 2, I'm okay with that. You know, because it's like, all right, you know, at least I got some of Cad Bane. Now, I guess I just take what I got, and
he got Boba Fetted.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. No, he got Jango Fetted. Jango died. Boba didn't.
Right.
Jango got his head chopped off.
Right.
Ain't no coming back from that.
Nope.
Now,
man,
you do know that when George Lucas introduced Darth Maul, that George, it's somewhere on record that George said, I want you to chop this guy in half. They're not bringing him back. Because he was never fond of the idea of them bringing Boba Fett back to life in the expanded universe. So his thought was, we'll kill him, but we'll chop him in half. That way they can't bring him back. Then flash forward several years later to the Clone Wars. And George Lucas meets with Dave Filoni and says, you think we could bring Darth Maul back?
Everybody liked him.
Yeah, I think he realized, I killed an opportunity there. You know, everybody loves that character. And yeah, he's got a bad track record of, let me kill off the characters everyone loves.
Right. All these great villains. Yes. That's funny.
Yeah.
So, what other parts were you like, I don't know if I like that part or not?
Which part?
I don't know. I'm asking you, what other parts are there? Were there any other parts you were like, I don't know about this? Well, I tell you what, while you think of one, I'll tell you my one gripe.
Yeah, what is that?
Power Ranger boy doing a circle to turn around and fire. Oh, when he was like, I was just like, come on, you're in the West. You don't do fancy like twirlies. You just wasted 2 seconds from shooting somebody. You push up your gun and you fire.
Well, no, okay. Now we've seen the Lone Ranger spin his guns all the time, and heck, Boba Fett's done that.
That's been the gun shooting.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Yeah, my internet's crazy. So that's spinning the gun and shooting. This guy turns all the way around. Whee, comes back around.
Well, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the mods anyway. I mean, it's like pretty boys in a gunfight, you know?
Right.
Pretty boys and pretty girls in a gunfight. It doesn't work. It doesn't.
I did like how in the show they did the whole the country rat or whatever, sand rat or what, in the city folk kind of a thing, when the when they came in to when the people of Freetown came in to help, and like who are, and then you've got the mods who are like who are the sand rats or desert rats? I can't remember what exactly he said. And the people come to save you, city folk. Kind of a thing.
Boba Fett's like, save it for the Pikes.
That's right. Save it for the Pikes.
You know what? When she goes to shoot with her little bitty tiny blaster, you know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Eddie Murphy movie, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, Della Reese. Gosh, I always forget the name of the movie. They're gangsters, like in the 30s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're in a gunfight, right? And one of the guys, he it's like they're shooting all these like machine guns, right? And then the one old guy, he pops up and shoots his little bitty revolver, a little tiny gun, right? Bing! And then they're and he jumps up, bing! And then finally one of them says, "Give me that!" and takes it away from him.
Right.
Yeah, that's what that reminded me of, her and her little.
I gotcha.
But yeah, then they gave her a real gun, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and I did like her little team up with the other girl, and she's a pretty good sharpshooter.
She was a good sharpshooter. I was like, oh,
nice. She recruited her, man.
Yeah,
that's one you need to keep around. She's good.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Now, just as a continuation off of last week, I had the question of, did anybody live out of the explosion from the sanctuary?
Nope. Everyone was dead.
Everyone was dead. Yeah.
To quote, I told my daughter about this last week. The one guy from Rogue One, oh gosh, I can't think of his name. Anyway, they were doing promotion for Rogue One, back when it was coming out and stuff, and movie wasn't released, right? And I think they were at Star Wars convention or some convention anyway, and somebody asked him if anyone dies in Rogue One, and his response is, "He die, she die, they die, we all die." And after he said that, Lucasfilms wouldn't let him talk anymore.
That's right. I remember that.
You're like, keep his mouth shut.
Right.
So that's what that reminds me of. So yeah, he would walk into the cantina and go, "She died, he died, they all died. They all did."
Oh gosh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That was.
I forgot all about that. Yep, that's funny. So, so that was my only one little gripe in it, and I will say it was kind of neat and kind of funny at the same time. Here comes the X-wing, and land, and oh, that's Luke Skywalker's X-wing. Oh, you're like,
well, I knew it was Luke's X-wing, and I did think Luke was going to be in it. I
did too. Nice surprise.
Like, yeah, Luke's bringing Grogu back, and then I love Pelly. She's fantastic. She is so good. And Pelly's all, "Oh crap, it's an X-wing," thinking it's the cops. It's the cops. It's the pigs. It's the it's Fuzz. It's the PIG.
It's the pigs.
Anyway, yeah, and she's all like, "I applied for my license and blah blah
just
blah
today,
just as you were flying in." Sure you did. And then lo and behold, it's Grogu.
It's Grogu.
His little head pops up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, it's the little guy."
Right? Yeah,
I
love it.
I don't know how I liked that.
What do you mean?
It was almost like Luke, Grogu made his choice, and Luke said, "Well, fine, screw you. I'll send you back with the droid."
Oh, I didn't think of it that way. I thought of it as, okay, he made his choice and he supported his choice. Well, let's get you back to Mando as soon as we can, kind of a thing.
Yeah, but you'd think he'd hand deliver him to Mando. So he sends him in a cab
with R2. Yeah, sends him a cab with R2.
Or, well,
that.
I guess an Uber. So today
It's an Uber.
Yeah, that'd probably be more appropriate.
Who's your Uber driver? R2D2.
R2D2. Well, look at the first episode of Mandalorian when he calls for the speeder, and the speeder shows up, and it's an R2 unit, and he's like, "No droids, no droids."
Right. Bryn, pop up
Oh.
what Brenda says. Pop that up.
Yeah, I did.
You saw a spark love interest with her and
with Pelly. Yeah,
with the Twi'lek.
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh, I hate that guy.
I do too.
If there's any annoying character that's in this series, it's him.
He is so annoying.
His character is so. Now the actor's doing a great job with it.
Oh yeah. I know.
Great job with it.
The actor's fantastic. I'm not saying anything bad about the actor. I just hate that character. But yeah, I felt there was a little spark of a love interest between the two of them. When she's like, "Hey, nice tails," get behind me, pretty face, or whatever.
Pretty boy,
pretty boy, or whatever.
I was like, really?
But then, right then, I went, I'd rather date the Jawa, man.
You're better off with a Jawa.
I thought the whole Jawa thing was weird, but man, even a Jawa's better than that guy. Pelly, you can do better. I'm just saying.
That's good. That's funny.
Let's see what Jonathan has to say here. Who's going to die? He died, she died, they died is the exact same answer as who's getting an action figure. Oh, Lord. I don't even want to go into the action figure thing. Man, I should be able to go to freaking Walmart or Target right now and buy any action figure from this series. And yeah, right. I can't.
Right. Here's Brenda. You love who you love. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Say any more about that. I don't want any marital strife going on in your home right now. So,
I'm just saying.
Are you insinuating anything?
I'm insinuating Pelly can do better. Pelly can do better.
Right.
Even if it is a Jawa.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
That's another thing. I want to know, was Pelly using a was Pelly using a Jawa gun? It looked like she was using a Jawa blaster.
It kind of looked like that. I didn't think about that until you just asked, and I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, I watched it, and I'm like, I think that's a Jawa blaster. Maybe she got that from the Jawa.
Hey, once you go Jawa, you never go back.
I still got a slight cough, and when you make me laugh, that's funny.
Oh God!
You go Jawa, you never go back. Oh Lord!
So here's the I love the whole action. I thought the shooting. I love seeing the two with Mando and Boba Fett side by side shooting. And it was just epic.
And every weapon they have. I mean, we saw the knee rockets. We saw Mando use the whistling birds. We saw Boba use the rocket, the missile on the rocket pack. We saw both of them fly with the rocket pack. Neither one of them crashed.
Right.
I mean, that's worth the price of admission.
Yeah, if it was me and you with our packs out there, we'd hit each other in midair.
Yeah, we run into That's so true.
I told you to go left.
I thought you said you were going left. That is so true.
Oh my goodness. Man, it's late
I
day.
just heard Brenda said, "Not my left, your left." That was a good statement.
Not my left, your left.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So
now
the weapons was just fantastic. I
shooting the
loved it.
weapons off with the droids coming out. Boy, I thought Black Chrysanthemum just lost it. Kind of.
Oh, did
When
you think he was going to bite the dust?
I was worried. I was
Yeah,
like,
I know.
"Oh no!" Because you saw the two Gamorrean guards go right over the cliff. I'm like,
Oh yeah. Oh man.
"No,
I was so sad. Um,
right?
all I know is somebody's having a lot of bacon. That's all I know.
That's irreverent.
Oh, too too soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Look, I really felt bad. I didn't want to see the Gamorreans die. Well,
Right.
actually, we don't know they're dead. I mean, because they fell off a cliff. So I don't know. Maybe they bounced off a canopy or something. Who knows?
Yeah. When he first said his back to tank was being used, I thought, "Oh yay, Gamorrean guards!"
Oh, you couldn't fit both of them in the back to the thing.
Oh, that's true too.
My
That's true
first
too.
my first thought was Santo. Santo.
Santo.
I love that he
Yes.
calls him Santo. Not to mention Santo is one of my favorite tequilas. So
Right on. I wonder if that's a nod.
I don't know. Did Sammy Hagar and Guy Fieri have anything to do with this? Hey, I just see Sammy going, "Hey, I want my tequila mentioned in this episode."
Right. Right.
Oh, great. We'll call Crescenta Santo.
Santo. Right.
Yeah. But
You're right.
yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. Oh yeah.
So I will say, so the fighting was great. It was great action. It was a lot of action.
Yeah, it was. It was cool.
My favorite scene, my favorite scene was when Fennec Shan took them all out at the end. Everybody at the end.
Okay, that was a great scene. But I kind of think Boba should have done that. I mean, especially after we find out the Pikes are the ones who actually killed his family.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. I love to see Fennec Shan kill some people. She's fantastic. Right? She's awesome.
Man, it was like shooting fish in a barrel in that.
Oh, you ain't kidding. And she hung the mayor.
I love how they added the sound effect of the crack.
Yeah, the crack.
Bones cracking.
Yeah. Oh,
it even said that in subtitles. Bones cracking.
It was awesome. I love it.
There's some people who thought, oh, maybe we should get, wouldn't it be great if we got Han Solo? Remember how we had that discussion about?
Yes. Yeah. I really thought that was going to happen. Again, I'd heard many rumors that Harrison Ford already did the de-aging work for Indiana Jones, the next Indiana Jones film.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, if they're doing that, why wouldn't they just go ahead and do a scene for Star Wars?
Right. Yep.
Wait
Jonathan
a minute.
says Boba should have also retrieved the Rancor too. Agreed. Agreed. But it was still great to see Yoda, baby Yoda. I'm sorry, Grogu. Sorry. Grogu.
Oh, we got to come back to that too. I don't understand what he means by retrieve the Rancor too, because the Rancor's fine. Baby Yoda
if you would have gone to get them, I mean, I take it to the fact that tried to keep him from being, tearing up the city like King Kong, which is what he did.
Yeah, but that was glorious, man. It was just glorious. Loved it.
Right?
I wouldn't change a thing with that, man.
The whole thing about this episode, I don't care. We've had great story all the way through, and I thought we had a great finale. OK Corral, fight, but it was just eye candy. It was just fun, popcorn munching, great into a very good first season. And, you know, this is where I'm going back to what we're talking about with Han Solo or Luke Skywalker coming in. That's better suited for another season. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to throw everything in.
I get it. I get it.
And that's why I thought you know what? For a first season finale, this was really good.
I really enjoyed it. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
I have theories on Grogu's choice. Because so we have another. It's like poetry. It rhymes. we take a drink, people.
Time to drink. Time to drink, everybody.
We have another moment of that because so going back to episode 6 with the choice, that's rhyming Empire Strikes Back. Luke starts to feel the torturing of Han Solo, and technically Princess Leia wasn't tortured, Han and Chewie,
Right.
but he feels that they are in danger, and tells Yoda, "I have to leave. I've got to go save my friends." And Yoda's like, leave you can, but if you do, you're leaving your training behind. You won't become a Jedi. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Luke pretty much gives Grogu that same choice. I mean, it's the same thing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Luke left. He went. He saved his friends, or well, he saved some of them. Didn't exactly save Han, but he did. He left. He turned down. If we follow the hero's journey, the hero is presented, with the journey, and a lot of times the hero at first refuses the journey. So that's Luke refusing the journey. We have Grogu now refusing the journey. He's refusing his calling. Luke comes back. We don't know how long later. There's some events that happen in between the two movies. So, but Luke returns. I think Baby Yoda is going to do the same thing. I think what's happening here is he turned down the call. He goes back to Mando, and we already see him. He's using the Force. I mean, he helped take out one of the droids, which was awesome.
That was great.
Puts the Rancor down for a nap.
Puts him to sleep. Yep.
And then takes a nap right next to it.
I was waiting for that.
How sweet is that? Come on. Little tiny baby Yoda napping next to the giant baby Rancor. I mean,
yeah, it's almost like the Rancor had his own little teddy bear.
Yeah. Fantastic. What a great scene. Love that. But I think what's going to happen is baby Grogu's going to stay with Mando for the entire season of season 3. But I think by the end of season 3, Grogu's going to have an epiphany, and he's going to be like, okay, I can do certain things, but I could be more. But I need help. And he's going to realize I need to go back and complete my training. And I think he'll go back to Luke at that point. And then we might get that all in the Ahsoka series. That's what I think is going to happen here. So, and it's all part of the hero's journey.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts.
I like the crossover. I will say this, that I agree with you. My rationale is a little different. When he gave him the choice, when Luke gave Grogu the choice, just before he said that, he made the comment of, hey, you're going to live much longer than other people, many people's lifetimes.
Right.
And I thought, okay, it was almost as Luke was saying, hey, why don't you go? You have an attachment. Go live this part of your life with them. And then afterwards, that's how I interpreted that.
But I think he's going to need to complete his training before then.
Okay.
That's the thing. Because I think as season 3 of Mandalorian goes through, I think we're going to find that Baby Yoda's gonna he's gonna struggle because there's gonna be certain things he can do, and he's gonna struggle with the fact, well, wait a minute, how come I can't do this completely? You know, and I think he's gonna realize I need to finish that training, and he's gonna go back. He's gonna go back to Luke. That's what I think is gonna happen. I mean, technically, that's what Luke did. You know, Luke struggled, and then he went back to Yoda. You know, because he realized, wait a minute, I'm not done. Of course, then we have the whole, you are a Jedi.
Right.
And then Obi-Wan's like, and then Obi-Wan's, what?
Or it was like, no more training do you require. He's like, am I? And then I'm a Jedi. He's like,
yeah. And Boba and Ben Kenobi's like, whoa, slow your roll. Not quite.
Not quite there yet, by golly.
You got to face Darth Vader. What? I don't want to face him.
What?
So, yeah, who will Grogu's Darth Vader be? And I loved how Mando's using the Darksaber.
Yes.
And he's getting more proficient at it. And I love the fact that he tried to pierce the shield to the droid.
That was cool.
And it couldn't do it. I like that because it shows that the Darksaber can't penetrate everything. You know, it has some vulnerability to it too. So I like that. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been pretty simple for him to take it out. Oh, that was another thing. And when the Rancor got the droid, and he went right for the eye of the droid, I loved it.
Yeah.
That's a great safety tip for everyone out there. You know, you get into a life or death struggle, go for the eyes. Take after the Rancor. That's what they tell you,
right?
That's what they tell you.
That's right. That's right. By golly. So what about that? What did Boba tell him when he had the big droideka thing, and he had it and he's holding it? And what did he say? Did he say, did he say, do it? Did he say, do it? And then he ripped it apart? Oh,
yeah, he did say do it, didn't he? Oh, wow. We had an Emperor moment. I didn't even catch that. Good catch. Do it. At least we know now what Boba's been doing for the last 2 episodes. He's been learning to ride that Rancor.
Yeah.
Because we sure didn't see it. So,
right.
In my head canon, that's what he was doing. He's training to ride that Rancor.
Yeah.
And he did it pretty good too.
I will say season-wise, I enjoyed the mixing of the stories. Mando, Ahsoka, Luke Skywalker, Grogu.
Did you think it was too much though? Like
No.
we were getting too much thrown at us?
No.
I didn't either, but I've heard that complaint too.
Yeah,
it was almost a disjointed show because it was almost like we got 3 different shows into one show, because it's almost like we got Boba Fett, we got Ahsoka, and then we got Mandalorian. Yeah. And again, I don't have any problem because it's connecting all these different stories.
That's how I viewed it.
Yeah, that's just
connecting the stories and stuff. I know some people are like, "Where's Boba Fett?" He's there. You just,
he's learning to ride the Rancor. I just told you that,
right? Well, here's my deal. Who would have wanted to see? How many of us would want to see Mando fight side by side with Boba Fett? I do.
Yeah.
Well, how are they going to do that? Because so from season 2, well, all of a sudden he shows up. You got to show how did he get from point A to point B and why he's there now with them. I just spit over my microphone.
Glad it's your microphone, not mine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a good point. John Kramer says this. John says,
"Oh, hey, John.
Especially when Boba didn't talk for 2 episodes."
Well, he wasn't in 2 episodes.
Right.
Well, now, hey, John, I've I've heard people complain that Boba Fett has talked way too much in this series altogether. So, I mean, in the original movie, he only had 3 lines in 2 movies or something like that.
Right. Well, I remember you complaining he was taking his helmet off too much.
Well, no, I said other people were complaining about that. I've let that go.
I have no issues with it whatsoever.
Again, we know what he looks like. There is no mystery anymore. There was a mystery back in 1980. There's no mystery now. So, what's Jonathan saying here?
Well, here, bring it up. Pull it up. What Jonathan says.
When do you
think Boba got a real attachment to Tatooine, that he was willing to die for strangers? Initially, it seemed like he was just claiming Jabba's throne.
Yeah, okay. That's actually a really good question. Go ahead.
I take it as kind of a growing character development aspect is why. He's on Tatooine. I think the whole Tusken story, which is great. I love the Tusken story. Gave him a sense of honor that he brings out. I think that's why he wants to rule with honor, because saying, how many of us, he just got that whole perspective. How many of us worked for idiots who didn't really know what they were doing, kind of a thing. We could
got a bunch of us killed.
Right. Got a bunch of skills. We could do better. And so I thought that was good. And so I say that whole concept of honor, and then, yes, it's Jabba's palace, but Jabba's palace is Mos Espa, it's kind of a thing. So where they're at. And so I take it as it's his territory. These people are under his protection because that's his role when he took over Jabba's palace. So therefore, because of that, he needed to defend these people. And so that's how I saw that sequence, how it rolled, why he seems to now have this love of being on Tatooine. I think it all revolves around the fact of honor. I'm supposed to protect these people, but by golly, I'm going to get my protection pay.
Well, I don't know if he's getting protection pay now.
I don't know.
I mean, but I agree with you. I think he learned a family. He became a family with the Tuscans, and I think losing the Tuscans, he wanted that family connection again. So I think after he took over for Jabba, and like you said, becoming the daimyo. The daimyo of Mos Espa or Tatooine or wherever the heck, wherever they're saying he's. Mos Espa. I think that, he's feeling a connection to Mos Espa because of that, because he's craving that family, that community. He wants that now because it's not something he had as a child in his childhood. There was no community between him and the Kamonians or whatever you call them, the Longnecks. There was no community between him and them, and obviously he's disjointed from the clones, the rest of the clones, because he's not really like them. So he didn't have a real community there, a brotherhood or anything. So this is his first time with a family, really. So that's why I think it is. And it may seem weird because everything's happening really quick, at least from us watching it, it seems like it's happening very quickly because I don't really know how much time season one's supposed to span. I don't know, how long that's supposed to span. Obviously it's under a year. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts. I think he's craving community and family, and he feels that he does need to protect them. So,
Jonathan says Boba grew. What do you say? Boba grew up where everyone knew his face.
Yeah, it's because
everybody knows your face. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, everyone had his face. That's why they all knew his face.
Right.
Everywhere he looked, he saw himself.
Everywhere you go. Right.
Oh, that's a good question too. So John Kramer
Okay, what does he say?
says, "Is he staying on Tatooine though?" He said at the end it didn't fit him. True. He did say that because he looks at Fennec Shan and he says, "I don't know if we're cut out for this." But Fennec
What does
Shan
she say
says,
though?
she says, "Well, if not us, then who?"
Right.
Because we already seen that, what's the old saying? Where there's a vacuum, where there's a power vacuum, someone's going to take over,
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what was happening. So
Mm-hmm.
had Boba Fett not been there, the Pikes would have taken over completely.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
so yeah, I don't know. I think he's staying there. I think I'm not
Mm-hmm.
100% sure because I don't know where Mando's going. I don't know if Mando's going back to Mandalorian, to
Right.
Mandalore, to bathe in the waters beneath the mines or whatever the heck
Whatever that is. Yeah.
whatever the armorer is talking about. And I also don't know if that's literal or
Figurative,
figurative. Yeah,
metaphorical.
right.
If it's a metaphor.
Metaphor. Yeah, that sounds like us. That's a metaphor.
Oh
Darn
man.
tootin', that's a metaphor.
Welcome to the West. Excuse me. Now here's the dealioso. I would say that with the ending, he's staying there because he's creating his family that he is protecting. In other words, as we get older, there's a scientific psychological thing that happens to us that we start thinking legacy. In age development and age psychology and stuff, there's a whole thing about legacy as we get older. What are we leaving behind? And I think that's something we're heading into here is what is his legacy and what is he leaving behind? And I think that whole aspect of having that Tuscan family, I think bears into this.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this series even as a whole. I enjoyed it.
And I think that plays into the whole I want to rule with respect instead of fear. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's wanting to change. And Cad Bane points out, says twice, you're a cold-hearted killer. And he even said, you got the blood of your father's veins running through you. You're a cold-hearted killer. And we talked in our last episode about Jango Fett and the fact that Jango Fett was a cold-blooded killer. And he trained Boba to be a cold-blooded killer because in that one comic we have the scene where Boba takes out 3 of the other the younger bounty hunters, probably his age. And then the 4th is pretty much begging him, and he takes him out too. And he's like, I had to. My father would have done it. I'm going to do it.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So,
cold-hearted man. Sorry.
I think I think you're right. I think that's what he's wanting to do. He's wanting to change that legacy, make it something more honorable. So
I like that. You want to address what Jonathan has here? Jonathan says, whoops, it moved quick. We must have done it at the same time.
Yeah, we did.
I wonder if Cobb Vanth will take over for him so he can fulfill the quote unquote prophecy of ruling Mandalore, or if that will just end up being Mando.
I was thinking that we might be heading in the direction of Boba Fett ending up with the Darksaber and him being the true Mandalore. I don't think we're heading in that direction now. I really don't, because Din Djarin left, and again, I'm not 100% sure where he's going. Might be going to Mandalore. I don't know, but they obviously parted ways for now. I'm sure their paths are going to cross at some point. So I don't think we're going to get that moment, because to get that moment, we got to have Boba actually battle Mando at some point. And I just don't think we're heading in that direction now. I think you're right. I think Boba's staying on Tatooine. I think he's staying there. I think even though he doesn't feel he's suited, he doesn't feel he's suited for the quote unquote royalty of the
Okay.
daimyo, because
Mhm.
he just doesn't like the bowing and all that stuff.
Right. Why
And
does
I
it have
get
to
it.
be the right arm?
Yeah. Oh, I did like when he goes, "Why are they all bowing?" And Fennec says, "It's better they bow than shoot."
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mando's
Oh,
gonna have to
John.
deal with Bo-Katan. Yeah, Bo-Katan's gonna have to come back into that for sure. Because
Mhm.
she wants the Darksaber back.
Well, wait a minute. But he tried to offer it to her and she wouldn't take it.
Okay, well that's because in order for you to be the true Mandalore, you have to win it in battle. Now, that brings in question the fact that the way she got it to begin with,
Mhm.
what's her face from the Rebels?
Sabine
Yeah,
Wren.
Sabine gave it to her. She didn't
Mhm.
win it from Sabine, and the armorer said the armorer thinks that's the reason Mandalore had so many problems was because Sabine just handed her the Darksaber and she took it
Mm,
and just accepted it. So, but that's not the way it's supposed to happen. And
right.
and that's why she wouldn't just take it back then, because she knew I've got to win that thing in battle. And so at some point there's going to have to be a battle between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin at
Mhm.
some point. So I'm sure we'll see that in season 3.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't think Bo-Katan's coming back after the Darksaber?
Uh,
I
I
think
don't know.
I think she's got an ego, and I think she's going to want it back. Well, she does want it back. She wasn't happy about when she found out he had it.
Mhm.
Of course, she wanted to take out Moff Gideon too. So, but she also knew taking out Moff Gideon's going to get her that Darksaber back. So, yeah, I think we're gearing up for a battle with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin at some point.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. He's made his prediction, everybody.
Yeah,
Mark.
that's one of my predictions for season 3 of yeah. So you got. I'm predicting that we're going to get a battle at some point with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, and I'm also predicting by the end of season 3, Grogu makes the choice to go back to finish his training. Those are my
Mm.
2 big predictions for season 3 of Mandalorian.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, it'll be interesting. I don't know what to predict. What's our release schedule? So we've got what's next? Ben Kenobi? Is Kenobi next?
Kenobi, they just announced Ben Kenobi. It will be May 25th. That's the release of Ben Kenobi. It is not May the 4th. It is May 25th. Now, May 25th is as I like to say, Orthodox Star Wars Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because May
Yeah.
25th is the anniversary of the original Star Wars. It was
Mhm.
released on May
Mhm.
25th, 1977.
What's in between that? Oh, Moon Knight. Moon Knight's in the
Yeah,
in
yeah, we
between.
got Moon Knight
We get
coming up.
Moon Knight next. That's not for another month though. It doesn't start
Right.
for another month.
And then we also have the new Batman movie, which I just got tickets today.
Yeah, right on.
So,
Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be exciting.
and
And
we
then
got some Batman stuff in the works.
we do. So let me ask you this. So wait a minute. So we got Obi-Wan. Okay, so Kenobi is in May, so May through June. What's after that? When do we know what the release schedule is for Star Wars stuff?
I don't know. That's the only dates I've heard is for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I've heard
Okay.
rumors Mando 3 will be in December. That's
Oh, okay.
which
It'll
I
be
mean, they have a tendency to have a December release or a December finale. So
right.
I
Right.
think probably on par.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a release date for Ahsoka. What we should be getting is release date for Andor.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have a release date for Andor.
Jonathan asked, have they announced season 2? I have not seen an official announcement yet. I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure it's season 2. There will be a season 2 of Boba. I mean, just the way it ended, I think they have to have a season 2. But no, I haven't seen an official announcement. But yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. There's going to be a season 2. From what I understand, earnings came in for Disney Plus, and they were up pretty high. So if that's up pretty high, I would say, yeah, we're getting the season 2 of Boba Fett.
Yeah, they're up higher because they screwed up my subscription and made me pay more.
Oh boy. I should have realized I was going to open a can of worms.
Steven's not frustrated.
That was funny.
All right, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for joining us on this discussion. Thanks for chiming in, everybody, on different thoughts and ideas about the finale of Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett season 1. Overall, I love this season. I thought each episode got better than the first, much more better than the one before. Better. I'm gonna drink. Take a drink. All right. Yeah.
I'm almost out of water.
Yeah, me too. So, overall, I think it's worth seeing. In all fairness, it's worth my crazy monthly cost now for Disney Plus. Because we got a almost 7-hour movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I'm like, all right, what would I pay to see a 7-hour movie? Okay. All right, it was good, and I'll watch it. I'll probably watch again. I did watch the season finale twice, so it was good. It was good. Oh, John, thank you.
Great work on the season. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't know if he's saying great work to us or great work to Disney.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh gosh. All right. What's your final thoughts about the whole season as a whole, Mike? Final thoughts.
Overall, I really, really liked it. That's nice. John said to us.
Thank you. Thanks, John. Thank you.
Overall, I really enjoyed the season. I know some people did not like the direction they took Boba Fett. I didn't mind it. Like you said, I feel that that the character's growing.
Storytelling.
I mean, yeah, would I like to seen badass Boba Fett? Sure, I would have. But truth is, that's Mando. That's what Mando is. Mando filled the void of Boba Fett when we didn't get the Boba Fett movie. And they said, oh, well, let's make Boba Fett into another character. So they gave us Boba Fett. And then they decided, oh, well, we're going to bring in Boba Fett, but we can't make him the same as Mando. So
yeah,
they're changing the direction of Boba Fett. I don't mind it. I think we saw a lot of tough Boba Fett. I could have used a little bit more, but I'm good with it. It's cool. I love Fennec Shan. Fennec Shan is awesome. She is one of the coolest Star Wars characters ever. I love the Rancor. Rancor's fabulous. Love it. So yeah, a lot of cool things were in this season. Overall, I love this season. It was really, really good. I had a fun time, and that's what Star Wars is supposed to be about, is having fun. And
absolutely,
I had fun.
I love that. That's a great way to end that. Absolutely. What was that again? What'd you say again?
I had fun.
All right. Well, that sums it up, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. So great to have you with us here at Two Geeks and a Microphone Show online live. And I love the discussions and the questions and comments. Keep them coming. It is great. We will not be on Saturday. That's my bad. My wife has a little trip planned, and so we are headed out of town for a couple of days. So
Well, my wife's thankful for that because you guys did that. We decided to get a hotel room for Valentine's Day weekend, and we took Monday off, so we got a 3-day Valentine's Day weekend. So, yeah,
right on.
she's pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
With that said, though, are we going to come back in a few minutes and talk a little Women of Batman? I think that was our next topic we were discussing.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Fair enough. Well, that's our next topic for our regular episode. I don't know when we're recording it, though.
Right. We're going to have talking. We'll let everybody know on the Facebook page when we're going to do our next episode and stuff, because we do like to get it in before Friday, because it really is our Friday audio podcast episode that we got to work on. So,
which is what we normally record on Saturday.
Yep. Yeah, the idea for that was Brenda. Brenda had the idea for the Women of Batman. I thought that was a great idea.
Yes, she did.
Yep. So it's very exciting stuff. So, all right, Mike. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm so glad. This was a good time. This is a nice Thursday evening time together, and I appreciate it. So with that, Mike, it's all you to sign us out.
All right. Before we go, make sure you check out Two Geeks and a Microphone website. That's 2 Geeks, GEEKS, mic.com. That is our hub to everything. That will get you to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our YouTube page, whatever,
everything,
and our merch page. Go get some Two Geeks merch. And if you want to show us some love, another way, you can always subscribe to us on Ko-fi, buy us a coffee. We are working on some things for different tiers in that. We actually have a tier system on Ko-fi now. We are planning a classic sci-fi, which is a Ko-fi only, will be a Ko-fi only show. Steve and I have been talking about this for 7-8 months. doing the classic sci-fi.
Yeah, we had a great idea of some guests, and that didn't work out, and so we postponed to wait, and we're like, nah, we just need to go ahead and launch, and that was several months ago.
But the idea is to get that onto the Ko-fi site, so that will be the only place you can get it. That'll probably be a once a month show, though. So check us out on 2geeksmic.com. And with that said, I'll take us out, over and out, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,